There are some guys who can grow just from looking at a weight, and you're probably not one of them. I know I'm not one of them. I was not blessed in the genetics department. I started off at 145 pounds, 6'1", narrow fucking clavicles. My fucking hips were wider than my shoulders. It was frankly embarrassing. I don't know how I let myself stay in that position for that long. And when I got into the gym, the main source of info out there, this was like 2020, 2021, was fitness TikTok. And I was listening to these guys who had these insane physiques. That was like peak aesthetics time. Like, it was all aesthetics bros. There weren't really a bunch of mass monsters on fitness TikTok. And, that was the main source of information. So that's who I listened to. And I got so frustrated for years trying to do what they did and not seeing the same results. And for so long, like, I couldn't figure it out. Like, I was like, I'm copying these big guys, these shredded guys. Why don't I look like them? It was fucking mind-boggling. I'm sure some of you guys have gone through the same fucking shit. You sign up for the Chris Bumstead challenge, and you're like, fuck, why don't I look like Chris Bumstead? And the answer to that should be kind of obvious. But when it finally clicked for me was when I looked at these guys, almost like their progress photos, their, where they were a year into lifting, 6 months into lifting. And I realized, like, wow, these guys are the genetic elite. Straight up, they have better genetics than me. They were born for this, and I wasn't. And that's okay. That's okay to admit. I don't feel any shame about that. I can't control how I was born. All I can do is fucking go 120 fucking percent every day to make up for it. But I try to copy these guys. And it wasn't until I realized, like, we're not the same, that I started making fucking progress. And let me tell you what I mean by that. I'm not the type of guy who can just look at a weight and grow. That's not me. That is not me. And especially when I got into steroids, I figured that out, because some of these influencers were like kind of open with their cycles. Looking back, I don't know how open it was, 500 tests and some Anavar, whatever. So I take that. And, honestly, I was eating pretty damn good. I was putting down a lot of food, a lot of clean food. I was one of those no seed oil, no processed food guys for a long time. And I still am for the most part, but I'll enjoy a burger every now and then. Like, I didn't eat fast food for a year. I ate nothing but like single ingredient foods. And, I took these cycles that they were recommending, and I wasn't seeing the growth I wanted. I didn't look like them. And I'd try and kind of copy their diets too. And I didn't look like them. And it just wasn't clicking. And then I found my old coach, Dan the bodybuilder in Thailand. Shout out to him. Go check out his podcast, Steroids Podcast. It's fucking solid. I started listening to him, and he enlightened me to a couple things. That most of these people are lying about their doses, and the ones who aren't are the genetic elite. They genuinely can grow off 500 tests and some Anavar. And anyone can grow off that, but not everyone can look like a fucking bodybuilder off that. Actually, the vast majority of people won't. I'll tell you that right now. So I listened to him, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's try this. And his big things were, prioritize your compound lifts, eat bodybuilder food, fucking, and take cycles in the 1 to 2 gram range. Like, honestly, his big thing was baseline 1,000 milligrams of testosterone if you want to get big. So about a year into using the steroids, I did my first big boy cycle. And holy shit, did it work. I think I took 1,000 milligrams of testosterone and 1,000 milligrams of primobolan with 4 IUs of pharmaceutical growth hormone. I think it was probably Norditropin. And wow, did I fucking blow up. looking back, you know, I'm not even proud of that physique anymore. But that was the most progress I had seen in a long time. And I was actually in the academy for the sheriff's office at the time. So I was training like 3 days a week. My meals were not on point. Like, I was eating the right food, but it was like I had, you know, I was at the academy for 9 hours. I had a 1 hour lunch and no other break. So it was like I had to put down like 4 cups of rice and 2 pounds of ground beef in an hour. But I did it. Fucking dedication right there. Fucking copy that. But where was I going with that? Sorry guys, I lose my train of thought. Don't fucking abuse recreational drugs. Do steroids if you want your brain intact. But I was able to see growth when I was in a non-optimal environment for training and growth. And it was like astounding. It was like the first time people had ever been like, whoa, dude, are you on steroids? I was like, finally, man, because, like, dude, that's the best feeling ever when you get steroid accusations. Like, it sucks when fucking, you know, you're on steroids and you tell people and they're like, oh, I didn't know that. Like, you don't look like it. Because that was my first year of steroid use. That was the reality for me. So I stopped following this cookie cutter advice. I started listening to dudes who had, like, behind the scenes knowledge. You know, I started talking to bigger guys, like, seeing what they were actually doing. And for the most part, they were all taking, you know, a gram minimum of gear. And if they were taking anything lower than that, it was usually accompanied by a shit ton of GH and insulin. Insulin, I don't personally use, honestly. It's just not appealing to me. I have really bad anxiety, so whenever I take it, I just get anxious about going hypo for the next 6 hours. So it's not worth it for me. Tangent there. But it's this fucking cookie cutter advice that's going to keep people small. You don't know how many people I get in my fucking DMs and in my comment section, like, who are genuinely, they're like, well, Lee Priest said he only needed 300 milligrams of testosterone to grow. That's bullshit. No one gets to Lee Priest size at fucking 300 milligrams of testosterone. I love Lee. He's my favorite bodybuilder of all time. But that's bullshit. And even if he did, you're not Lee Priest. You're not. You don't have those genetics. He is one of a fucking kind. So you need to get this fucking cookie cutter advice, this fucking one size fits all bullshit out of your head and realize, hey, I might need more than the other guys. I don't get to eat Chick-fil-A as part of my meal plan and take 500 mgs of test and Anavar and get the results I want. No, you probably need what I fucking had to do, which is rigid structure. You're going to be taking some big fucking blasts, you know, 1 to 2 grams of gear. And when I say gear, I'm talking like mild injectables. Test, Deca, EQ, Primo, Masteron, I guess. I don't fucking like Masteron, but hey, some people love it. You know, 6 meals a day on a fucking meal plan. That was a game changer for me. Because I was doing this if it fits your macros bullshit that I saw these influencers doing. And I'd be like scrambling to get in my food. Nothing was planned. I'm like, fuck, how am I going to hit this macro? But this macro is already over, so I'm going to have to do a no carb meal. It was fucking bullshit. And it fucked me for so long. So I want you guys to avoid that. Meal plan. High dose gear. And the last part, training. Dude, I would try to train like these influencers. Their back day would be all fucking cable movements, not a single free weight. I would do it, and I had like this fucking bitch back. Like, and now back is one of my best body parts. You know how? Ripping deadlifts. I did barbell rows for a while. I'm more of a fan of single arm dumbbell now. Dude, I rip the 150s on dumbbell row like it's nothing now. You know, I was repping 5 plates on deadlift before prep. I know it's nothing that impressive, but that's enough to build some dense fucking muscle on your back. And, you know, I just did that for every fucking muscle group. I did the fucking hard shit that, like, if you get good at it, there's no way you're not putting on muscle. You know, some people can grow muscle off fucking leg extensions. Some people can't. Some people are going to have to get to the point where they can rep out, you know, 3 to 4 plates on squat and fucking do that every leg day if they want to see leg growth. That's just part of the fucking game. Yeah. That's it, guys. Like, that, you got to find what works for you. If you can get away with less, dude, God bless you. I'm so happy for you. You don't have to put your health on the line as much. You can enjoy life a little more. But that is not the majority of the population. So if you really want like bodybuilder size, you're probably gonna have to do some unconventional and extreme shit, regardless of whether you want to compete or not. If you want to be, fuck man, like I don't even really consider myself big. I'm 240 pounds, 6'1". Like I want to be fucking 260. Ain't no way 500 tests is doing that for me. Ain't no way if it fits your macros is doing that for me. And if you got big goals, it's probably not doing it for you either. So, you can take one thing out of this. You need to learn to try shit for yourself. You need to find what works for you. You're going to have to try some shit that's uncomfortable. That's just part of the game. If you're comfortable while bodybuilding, you're fucking doing it wrong. You know, it shouldn't be the end of the world and you should love the process. But if you're comfortable, you're doing it wrong. And, you know, it's part of the fucking game. You'll hear me say the word non-negotiable over and over again. I was going off track with that. Find what fucking works for you. Experiment. Do the hard shit. Don't listen to someone just because they're a fucking IFBB pro and they claim 250 tests and a little fucking testosterone got them to fucking 300 pounds lean. That's bullshit. Most of these guys have supplement sponsorships that they're trying to sell you. They can't sell you steroids and get commission codes, but they can sell you fucking protein powder. So stop taking advice from motherfuckers who are not open about how they walk the walk. Find out what works for you. And fuck, man, hire a good coach. That's about it. Like, that's how I did it. That's exactly how I did it. I found a fucking coach that knows my body. I mean, I've been through a couple coaches and I picked up something from all of them. But, you know, I found coaches who are, you know, 100% open about what it takes. And they're like, hey, if you want it, this is what you got to do. So I executed. And, yeah. That's about it for this rant, guys. I know I kind of fucking went off on tangents there. If you want like the full breakdown where I go over this shit for like a fucking hour, click the link in the description. Pretty damn good guide video. What else? Oh, obviously got to plug my sponsors. Got a sick 3XL pump cover from Maskwatch, fucking local Utah brand. They're fucking sick. Shout out Trevin. Shout out PGR Labs, code Justin15 for 15% off for all your peptide needs. And that's it, guys. I'll see you again. I think next thing I'm doing is an educational video. If you have any ideas for what you guys want to learn about, fucking drop a comment. See ya.